Yo, Tony D here with the mega micro reviews. I have 4 for this one. Try to keep them 2 minutes and under. Just give you a little short, give you the niblets. Maybe you're on the fence about something. Maybe you want to try something out. I don't know. Maybe you just want to know what's up. So I got it here. Your boys got you covered. Like I said, there's 4. This is a mix. There's DC, there's a Marvel book, and an indie. So the Twilight Zone, titled The Blanks. I saw this, and Dan Waters, he's a good writer, so I immediately jumped on it. And it is what it is. It's a decent Twilight Zone story. It has that so you have your plot, right? And then you have the twist. It has that in it as well, where things go ironically wrong. And this guy's he wants to live forever, of course. That's a very popular theme. And this scientist, they find a way, but he wants to do it now because he has cancer and he's dying. So he goes ahead and goes through it, and then he wakes up, and this is very Twilight Zone-y. Like, it's a good match. And he sees everybody, and they're like that, and it's like, what is going on? And, it's not profound. It's a Twilight Zone story. And I think you'll enjoy it, even if you're old school or even new school. Like, it was enjoyable. I had fun with this book. And of course you get your explanation at the end, and what they gave him, it's kind of like a virus, and it makes it where, I forget the deets on that, but it's like the virus itself started mutating to a point where, they give you an explanation of why. So anything that makes you unique, the virus takes it away. It's a pretty cool scientific explanation. Like, buy the book, man, and read it. If you're on a budget, though, you may not want to get something like this. This is one of those books where they even have a preview here for Sleepy Hollow. That's good. It's one of those where if you have the extra money, it's a good little extra thing to pick up. That's kind of what I was doing. I saw the Twilight Zone, and I grew up on that old school black and white Twilight Zone, and then when the movie came out, so it has some nostalgia there. But as far as a review goes, it is what it is. It's an ironic story, with a theme. It's decent, you know what I'm saying? Like, get a little spice in your collection there. Like I said, you could be new school, old school. I know there's a lot of old school Twilight Zone fans where, man, that stuff was black and white. Good stuff. New Gods. It's one of my books, man. I really enjoy the New Gods. Ram V, he's bringing it, man. He is a great writer. Coccolo, fantastic artist. The only thing is, like, Coccolo's not doing the art, the pencils fully through the mag. I think it was just 1 through 4. And man, it just bugs me when they do that. Like, I don't like when artists get swapped. Like, you go from that to that. And it's not bad. It's just, I like consistency. But, we are on issue 10, so we're getting more into Seraphan, one of the New Gods. You're getting into his story with Maxwell Lord. It's good to see Maxwell Lord back. And they have this child that has this tremendous power. They go into that pretty detailed through the first 9 issues. I can't believe we're on 10. Man, time flies. And the New Gods and Darkseid's forces were pretty much defeated and chased out of their worlds by, I believe it's called the Chitauri. Very powerful force. It'll be interesting to see how that narration is set up as we move on. And we have, oh yeah, so Darkseid's forces are on Earth as well. Darkseid, dark side. However, they're disjointed. You got Granny Goodness there. So you have your typical dark side villains, and they're beefing. But this issue really, it isn't too deep. It feels like one of those issues where you're not getting a whole lot of setup. But you know, Ram V, he's like that. He's a slow, it's a slow burn, as they say. And there may be more being set up than what I really see. But this is enjoyable for me. Cogolo's just a great artist. And Ram V's just a great writer. Great use of color. I always like it when they use color. Like, color's purposeful. It's not, these things aren't an accident. The tone, the color can really set a tone. It can be very kinetic, very expressive. Like the cool and warm has such a cool contrast right here. Like space has got to be cold, right? Like, I mean, it is. But inside the ship, it's all red and warm. So I don't know, man. Little details like that. As far as a review goes, they're just not, you're just kind of set up for this right here where I believe this Chitauri are making their way to Earth. Like, so what you're really seeing here is they're not stopping with conquering the New God's world and Darkseid's world. They're going to come to Earth. And I think this issue really sets up I think there's going to be a huge battle on Earth. Like, I really think that's what's going to happen, and that's going to be pretty cool for that to go down. Like, I have a feeling you're going to see a huge fight, more reveals, and it's just, and for me, I was never a New Gods fan growing up, but when this came out, it just caught my eye. Coccolo, totally dig him. I know of Ram V, and your boy got into it, and I'm going to write it out. Absolute Flash. Totally dig the Flash. He's one of my go-to characters. I was talking with someone the other day, and the Flash really got me through some pretty tough times as a kid. Nothing real bad, just comic books were like an escape, and not a bad escape. It wasn't like I wasn't dealing with reality, but it gives you a break, so it's cool. So the review part. The Flash is still, Wally West is still trying to find his way. We see further the relationship with Grodd. It is kind of cute, man. Like how he's like a little alien monkey thing. I like the fresh takes that they're doing here. And you get a hint of Mirror Master action. So Mirror Master so far has been pretty quiet. He is not a part of the core rogue group that we have been seeing, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And Thawne, I believe Reverse Flash is going to be a chick in this one, and I'm totally cool with it, man. I'm totally ready for that to happen. And you got this random alien in a tube. So you do see where food plays a little part in his energy production. And also we get a taste of he can get his energy from other energy, like lightning. We'll see. We'll get there. So it's just more of what is Wally West going to do? He's in jail now for shoplifting. Go figure. So here's the core group of rogues I was talking about. They did a good job with this as far as the absolute universe. I would like to see Captain Cold be a little more, I don't know, Captain Coldish, but man, it's cool. We can go with it. So they're actually developing an alliance with the Flash instead of the typical hunting him down. So his boy Grodd is like, he's got to go find him. So they're tight. Like Wally West is not going to leave him. So here we go. Being introduced to the weather wizard. I am curious. Like you're not even really told how or where he came from. I think he's from the facility, but yeah, he's from the facility because he mentions Barry Allen, and he's like, yeah, Barry Allen did this to me. So I don't think Barry Allen's dead. I think he's still alive. I think he'll play a part in some kind of like the Black Flash maybe, or we'll see. That's the cool thing about this absolute universe. There's time, there's space for fleshing these things out. You don't need it all at once. It would kind of ruin it. But, you're just getting more of this. Love these colors. This introduction of the wizard isn't too profound, but I don't know. We'll see how the narration is being set up. So, these little things are important where he's developing a relationship with this group of rogues. So, not all in the cosmic treadmill. That's interesting. So, not all issues can be, groundbreaking. Like, they're setting things up, and that's really what happened here. If you're a hardcore Flash fan, man, get it, dude. The regular Flash series, we'll see how that's going. I think I'm on the issue where I think it's 25, where it's going to be the end of the story arc that they're on, and I'm relieved, like I'm ready for it to end. Not that it's bad, but sometimes they can go on a little bit long with some of these stories, but I'm excited to see what happens after that. It's getting a little better. All right, Predator fans. With Badlands coming out, you got to get your Predator. Coccolo, man, he killed it on this cover. I totally dig that. So jealous of these artists, man. To be able to do that is like incredible. But the review part, you get 3 stories. It's an anthology, like most of the Black, White, and Blood. They're not too bad. I was expecting a little bit more from this one. As the review goes, it's a predator was stuck on Earth and was being held captive, and it befriended this child, and was training the kid. And then some more predators show up where it's like, hey, we can take you home. There is a bit of shame for that predator. But yeah, like they're calling him the judgment. Like I said, I was expecting a little bit more, but the girl, she takes things in her own hand to exact her vengeance. And that's what she does. So we'll see how far this goes. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Some of these stories are just like one shots. Like I believe this one is the same. So, you're Roswell. This one was pretty clever how they started it with this discussion. And you have a predator that they found in the crash. Now, this was interesting. The red, like glowing eyes. I wasn't quite sure what was going on there, but yeah, you had pieces of other ones. And as far as the review goes, there's just not much to review, not much content. It's pretty typical. I hate to say it like that, but it really is. I don't know, I might not continue with this series. I do like that shot. But it ends with that same conversation. It was a good way to tie it up. But like I said, there's not much to review, but even this story fell short for me. It's like they're not bringing it, if that makes sense. Even the irony of how some of these stories turn out, it's not here. Yeah, as I was reading it, I was wanting to like it, and you know what that means. This one was clever where it goes after a kraken is like the main hunt, but I don't know. I like the covers more than anything, but gets expensive, man, buying stuff for covers. But as far as review goes, it's not much there. If you're a hardcore Predator, you know, I would say get it just to have it in your collection. But is that a good thing to do? Just buy things just because? I don't know. But I'm glad I have it in my collection. Like I said, the covers are cool. However, cool can get expensive. And you never know, man. I might give it to my nephew. I don't know if he can handle Predator yet, but we shall see. So yeah, little shorty short, 4 little ones. Hope you enjoyed and get on that.